Hey guys, welcome back to Time Machine Scale Models. Well, a few days ago in one of my videos, I was talking about pinning my parts onto my model cars. And specifically, I was talking about side mirrors and the aftermarket wheels that I buy that don't have wheel backs that fit on every type of model car. So I received a couple emails with some requests on, can I show you how to do that on video? And I'm going to give that a try. So if that's something you would like to see, stick around. Alright, well the first question is, what are you going to need? Obviously, you're going to need some type of wire. Right here, I have a 0.3 millimeter piece of wire that I'm going to use for this demonstration. Okay? And of course, you're going to need an appropriate size drill bit, and then your parts and pieces. Alright, so I'm going to use this wire this time, but I have used straight pins, sewing needles, and even brass wire. Anything that's going to be sturdy enough and that you could drill a hole for to hold your parts and pieces on. It'll work. The sturdier the better, I think, anyway. So we're going to put the pins off to the side because we're going to concentrate on using this. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to get your part and you're going to figure out where you're going to want to drill your hole. Okay, so you're going to want to start drilling your hole in a spot that's going to be able to accept your piece of wire. Okay, without busting through. And side mirrors are kind of tough. You're not going to be able to drill and pin every type of side mirror out there. You're going to be stuck with just having to glue it on. Alright, so let me grab hoping I'm going in there straight. Or straight enough. Alright, let me check the wire here. See if the wire going deep enough. Alright. Yep. Alright. So then the next thing you want to do is you want to get your glue. So let me get my glue dolloped out and I will be right back. Alright guys, so in this case I'm going to use the Bob Smith Super Gold Plus, and this is an anti-fogging glue. Thank you J Hart Model Works for the suggestion. You can use this on clear parts, you can use this on painted parts, and it doesn't fog them up. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip the end of this into the glue and get a nice liberal amount on there, and I'm going to stick it in the bottom of the mirror. Okay. Then I'm going to grab my activator. And put some activator on it. Nice and solid. Okay. And then I'm going to get my nippers and I'm going to trim them off. And do not use your sprue cutters for cutting this type of stuff. You're going to want a pair of side cutting dikes or a pair of nippers that you really don't care about. So let me look for them nippers and I'll be right back. Alright, well I wasn't successful in finding the side cutters that I normally use, but I found these in my bicycle toolbox and I'm going to use these for now. So pick your spot where you want to pin it, or how long you want the pin to be, and then cut. Okay. There you go. And you can see how long that pin is. Okay, then you're going to want to pick your spot on your car. Let's put this off to the side for a minute. Put this over here and move this stuff out of the way. You're going to want to pick the spot on your car where the mirror is going to reside. Now, I usually use reference photos to see where the mirrors are going to sit, and I decide where I'm going to want them. Okay. So on a Chevelle, the leading edge of the mirror pedestal is just back behind where the A-pillar meets the door sill. Okay, so that's where we're going to try to pin this one. How high up you go? Well, you're going to have to guesstimate. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my dead center drill. And I'm going to make a mark where I think I need to drill my hole. Okay, so then you're going to take your pin vise with the appropriate size drill bit, and you're going to drill your hole into your door. Okay, now let's see if I was successful. We will test fit it. Alright, well, it could have went a little bit further back, and that's okay. So we can do it once more because the pedestal is going to hide that hole. If not, we fill it. Fumble fingers. Alright. So that's more like it. It looks a little bit better. Okay. And if you notice, where I drilled the initial hole, it's going to be hidden pretty well by the mirrors. So I'm not concerned at all. Now initially I wasn't going to put the mirrors on this car. If you notice, the drip edge is taken off, the badging is taken off and everything. I wasn't going to put the mirrors on either. But I decided to use this car as a demonstration, and now it's going to have the side mirrors, which isn't too bad. Alright, I'm going to drill the other one, and I'm going to get that put in place. So we've got our other mirror pinned and ready to go on. Let's see. Alright, let's look at them. Well, of course it's not glued. I just don't want to glue it until I'm sure. But doesn't look too bad. Location does not look too bad. It almost looks like I know what I'm doing, right guys? I'm just kidding. I don't know nothing. I don't know how to do anything. Put a little BSI glue on the end, and we glue it into place. Just like that. Make sure it looks good from the front. Make sure it looks good from the side. Make sure it looks good from the top. Looks pretty good to me. Looks pretty good to me. Alright guys, we're going to continue on and I'm going to show you how I pin the rear end into this car. Alright, so I'm cheating a little bit because I've already modified this rear end with, when I had Dylan make this, I maybe should have asked him to do it a little bit wider. So I had to widen it out with some flat styrene discs that I cut out. And you'll notice I've already got my pins installed. And I did this quite a long time ago, and I'll show you the modifications that I already made to the bottom side of the chassis. You'll see the flat styrene strip in here, and you'll see the holes drilled in here. So the way this is supposed to go, you gotta remember what set of holes, because remember, I don't always do things right the first time. I think it's this set right here, but we'll take a look. Alright, so work her way back all the way in there. Make sure it sets flush. It's not right now. So I think it's in there the way it's supposed to be. Alright. So you can see how that works. Just like that. There's no trailing arms or anything to hold it in. It's usually bolted into the chassis. The cross member up here is usually welded into the chassis somewhere. This is a Jag rear end, independent rear suspension. So that's basically how it's going to be held into the chassis, just like that. And then we need to drill the rear axles for the rear wheels. So I will go ahead and take this back out and get my dead center drill. I already have a couple marks marked where I want them to go. We'll go here, and we're going to go ahead and use our dead center. Now with this one, I'm going to pin them on with the straight pins. I want a little beefier pinnage holding on the wheels. All right. So I have my marks where I want them. And now I need to get the appropriate size drill bit. Which one? I think it's this one here. All right. Obviously you want to go as straight in as possible. You do not want to go at an angle, or when you go ahead and you put the pin through the wheels, it'll sit wonky. I could probably do this with my Dremel, but I prefer to do it by hand just to be sure. Alright, so let me finish drilling these out and I'll be right back. Alright, I've got my holes drilled in the rear end here, and I went and took the liberty of cutting my pins. Now I want to warn you guys, obviously I'm using these straight pins, and this is what I generally use to pin my wheels on. Okay, you can get them at Hobby Lobby or any craft store or Joann's Fabrics or anything like that. What I do is I tape them down on the edge of my bench here, and I tape them down and I leave the length exposed that I want to cut. Okay, so then I hold them down with the tape, and then I hold these ends, I hold the ends of them with pliers or whatnot, and then I go ahead and I snip them with my side cutters. And yes, I found my side cutters. So I want to caution you guys to either wear safety glasses or whatever. Just be safe, because you don't want metal flying around your room and getting in your eye and ruining your day. So, all right. So like I said, the holes are drilled in the bottom of the Chevelle chassis pan. The pins are already in the top of the rear end cross member here. The holes are drilled here. So let's fit this up and see. Now, I did make the holes a little bit bigger in the rear end, so hopefully it'll hold. Alright, so that's there. I've only got 2 hands, so this might be a pain in the butt. The holes are already pre-drilled in the wheels. You saw that. I did that previously. Alright, we got to use how awkward is that? Let's try this one more time. Do it this way. Well, maybe not. Well, Rob, how about we do it this way? So we can use the hands that our Creator gave us. Put that pin in there. Maybe. There we go. That in there where it needs to go. Good. Alright, so that's that side. Let's hold this into place. Put this right here. We'll get this other side done. And then we'll look and see what it looks like. The only thing I don't like about these wheels, they have such a loose bit. But I glue them together with canopy glue, so they stay put. There are days I wish I had extra arms. Get in there. All right. So let me take, well, obviously we don't have anything in the front here just yet. Let me take the camera off the tripod and let's look and see what we got. Alright, so that's how we look in the rear. Obviously that's got to be all glued together up front and it'll suck it up. And I've already lowered the front for the front wheels. But we'll save the mock-up for another day. This is a video about pinning your parts to your model cars. It just takes a little bit of patience and the right tools, guys, and you can pin almost any part anywhere on your cars. I've done radiator hoses, obviously I've done mirrors, I've done wheels, and I do this a lot with the wheels because, like I said, when you buy these aftermarket wheels, they don't come with wheel backs that fit every axle type that you have. So you're going to have to make some modifications. And I've done this plenty, but this is what you want to do if you're using aftermarket wheels. You're just going to have to pin them on sometimes. Plus it makes them a little bit more secure. You know what I mean? Alright guys, that's all I've got for this video. I hope you really enjoyed it, and I hope I gave you enough information that you too can learn how to secure your model parts onto your cars. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Happy modeling.